Hello everyone, my name is Margaret McMenamin and I'm presenting my final project, Media Defense, for Web Design 1. There are three questions that I need to address, and the first is, how did I overcome challenges in creating my website? Now, there were probably a lot more challenges going into this class than I expected because I'm not super technologically savvy, but through the class, the way that I overcame the challenges by revisiting the class materials like the quizzes, the book itself, going through the resources that Mr. Milky provided with the tutorials and such. Those were immensely helpful for me trying to figure out how to use applications and use things like plugins and widgets and learn their functions and learn how to use them properly in my site and in the best way possible. So those were the best things for me as far as overcoming challenges. Those were the resources that I used. I also benefited a lot from being able to contact Mr. Milky with different questions that I had. So as I continue the site in the future, I know I won't be able to have my teacher help me with things. So I do see the value in having a support center when you're having technical difficulties. So if I ever have a point where my website grows to the point where that could become beneficial, I do see the value in that. The next question is, what do I think about the design and usability of the site? Now, as far as the design goes, I really am pleased with the way it's turned out. I've had it tested by multiple people in my family across different demographics. For example, I had my mom tested because she's in an older demographic and they tend to have more issues with the technological side of things and the usability side of things, as well as trying to have her look at content because she would fit one of the personas I'm developing as well. The other people that I had test my site were my brother-in-law, my sister, and they're both in their early 20s, and so that really helped me because they tend to be easier with figuring out technology. They have an easier time with it, I should say, and then when they worked through it, they also had a very easy time navigating through. So I thought that was a good sign that both of those age demographics did not have issues using the site, as well as both that age groups really did enjoy the design. Specifically, my sister and brother-in-law, because I think they tend to be more into more trendy designs, things that are more popular right now. And right now, white space is very popular, so they liked that. They also liked the clarity of the pictures. I tried to incorporate really good, high-quality photos from stock websites through my piece so that they could really gain they would really attract users to my site. So I had that in place. I had the white space in place because I knew those are really popular themes right now that I think are also very classic. I think that those are also things that as maybe that shift starts to become less popular, as that becomes maybe something if that becomes a trend that goes away, those are things that I'm willing to change, but at the moment I think those are working really well with the design. I am very pleased with it. I tried to match the font colors that I used with the corresponding photos that they are connected with. I think that really helps keep a continuity, but as well, it also helps draw the attention so it's not just white and black. I also tried to incorporate as far as usability goes, some of the critiques that Mr. Milky mentioned with creating categories, removing distracting pieces of the website so that people can get directly to their site, directly to what they want to see. The last question refers to what steps do I need to take to improve the site in the future. There are so many ideas that I've actually started to develop. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue this, but I think this is something I'd like to continue for a while and then see how it goes. There are several things. The first is I'd like to do personal videos that I actually, I will actually videotape myself so that they can get to know me better. It creates a personality that they can relate to, as well as it gives more interaction between me and the user. But I would like to do things like product recommendations. I'd like to do my own cooking show type segments that are very brief, but just ways where maybe I can demonstrate how to do the more complicated recipes. And I also think it would be nice to do things like having competitions where I can release a recipe, and then if people do the recipe, they can be entered in for an award of some kind, or they can send in their pictures, and it can create a community of people who are all creating the same dish, and how do you enjoy it, or how did this go, and they can build that community on the site and keep them coming back. So those are the things that I'd like to work on, is building community and building credibility in my site in the future.